Good evening, welcome to the office once again. Part of my remit or my objective when I started doing these videos was to help people understand how to collect data and how farming businesses are increasingly data driven. And so tonight I want to explain what we've been doing this week as far as how we benchmark our machinery costs and what it entails to benchmark your machinery costs. Is quite often viewed as something that is beyond most farmers, and what I want to show is really it's not that difficult. So it's worth saying that both our joint ventures are members of the Joint Venture Farming Group, www.jvfg.co.uk, which enables farming businesses to benchmark their machinery costs, and 3 times a year we meet and have discussions to discuss what lessons we can learn and what the data shows us, and it's facilitated by a consultant that the JVFG employ. So it's farmer owned and operated. So I'm going to walk you through the process, show you how we collect our data, how we input it. I won't show you the results. We have a confidentiality policy within the group, but I have some from a few years back, so I'll show you those and show you the outcome. Okay, first of all, each of our tractors has a timesheet book in it. So this one is for our 6250. So the operator starts by adding the date, what field they were in, what implement they were using, the start time, stop time, and the start time and stop hours. Start and stop hours for the tractor and who the operator was. So the timesheets are put on a simple spreadsheet. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the line that we were looking at previously. 6250, 3rd of September. It was a contracting job, hence why it says CO, but otherwise it's got a farm code. And the number of hectares, who the operator was, what tractor, the machine that was being used, tractor hours, man hours, the month, what type of operation it is. Once all that information is on the spreadsheet, we then enter it onto the website. We then log into the JVFG website, and in the in-house operations section we enter the data as far as what sort of operation we were doing, what fields, what crop, and then the machine being used, again hours, hectares, etc. The website collects all the data you might expect. So if you do, we've already spoken about the contracting, but if you did outside contracting, you record the time. If you bought in services, payroll costs, machinery repairs, your fuel that you use, fuel stocks, overheads, and so all the costs associated with your business are collected here. And at the end of the year we get a report like this, but the real excitement comes from our colour coded pages. So as you can see down the bottom here, if you're 10% above the benchmark you're in green, if you're on the benchmark you're yellow, and if you're 10% below the benchmark you're in red. So you want to see yellows and greens on your pages and not so many reds. If you were to visit the JVFG website, you get a a report on what our latest discussions are and what members say, but really these reports form the basis of discussions, and the real value to our business is the discussions that we have with other farmers. So I hope from that whistle-stop tour of our benchmarking system gives you an idea of how we collect the data, how we process it, and what the output is. From our perspective, as far as time goes, we are collecting that data from the timesheets in order to have effective billing out rates anyway. I suppose it takes us about half a day to a month, even in harvest, to process the tractor worksheets and check them, and then it probably takes us about half a day to enter all the details for a quarter onto the JVFG website. So from our point of view, really not that onerous time obligation, but really the benefit from a business point of view is invaluable. So please subscribe, hit the bell button if you want to be informed of updates. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.